Right. So like I'd come out here and journal every morning and basically like I think I really hide behind my words. Like all these kind of like guru guys on the internet that I've never like really resonated with. I'm like, they're gay, they suck, the way they do things is fucking lame. I never want to be like them. And I think in reality though, for me, I'm just a bully hiding behind his words and I'm allowing myself to not do the things necessary to actually become successful like them. Sure, I may not resonate with the way that they do things or the way that they speak, or you know what I should be saying? I should be saying, good job, congratulations. You guys did something that I have not been able to do yet. However, over the last 2 years, I've been sitting in my room bitching and complaining about these people. Now, again, this isn't me sitting here and saying, I agree with them and I want to live like them and I want to have a life like them and represent myself in that way. That's not true. I want to represent myself in a different way. But I was sitting out here this morning and for the past few days, and I was just sort of thinking about like, if I continue to critique that life, I'm never going to have that life. And it's not that I want that life specifically, but ultimately I do want to have a successful business. Regardless of how they got there or how they portray themselves, they do have a successful business. And actually, I need to look at myself and think, I'm the loser. I'm the one who isn't doing the things necessary or hasn't cracked the code to actually get to that point. Do I think it's really important for me to do this in a slightly different way? Yes. I would love to do this in a way where I don't need to use those material things to build a following, to build a business, whatever it is. That's something that's important to me. That is exactly why I've gone into business with Miles and Carlos, on Lunar Growth, because instead of just settling for being a sales coach and building a community, which obviously is fun and I will continue to build that community and I enjoy that as more of like a side thing, but I want a real business. I want a real business that has real clients, that does real things, and I need to look inwards for the reason why it hasn't happened yet, rather than looking outwards and blaming everyone else. Because I want to be someone who performs his life at a level of elite precision. Just someone who's like sets that standard. And I've always thought that I've been that person, but in reality, if I really think about it, maybe I haven't been that person as much as I thought I have. Maybe I've been a little bit more slack than I've ever admitted. And yeah, I mean, like if you look at it, the last few years, I've done some cool stuff and I've had like a cool life, and closing for Charlie was great. And, being a mildly successful sales coach is fun, but I've never had what I really want, which is like a self-running, successful business that actually provides a real service to other real businesses and making a lot of money doing so. Because the money sort of sense of achievement in terms of like how well the business is doing, and I've never gotten to that point. I've never had the thing, so I'm not even sure if I'm capable of getting the thing. So you combine that level of doubt with the ability that I have to use my words and belittle other people and make fun of them and talk shit about them to their face, or just in general. And it allows me creates an easy ability for me to just escape. Just be like, oh, I've never had it. These guys suck. Don't worry, it's not going to happen. But this has ultimately been the one thing that's held me back this entire time. So this is day one. I'm just going to get rid of this. Absolutely get rid of this. And the biggest motivator for me over the last few years has been spite. Spite because of all the people back home that never thought I could do this. No one thinks I can do this. To be honest, I don't think I even really believe I could do this until now. No one believes I can do this, like to the level that I really want to do this. I think everyone was surprised to the point where I've gotten now, but I want to like blow everyone's fucking minds. And that's like been the core thing for me, but that's sort of bled into like a motivation that is almost isolating against opportunity instead of engulfing, right? Like if I'm covered in this bubble of spite and I'm angry, yeah, I can do a lot of hard work, but often I do the wrong work for too long. and I'm not doing the things or being the kind of person or acting a certain way that like it's going to take that next step in the business. So that motivation still needs to be there for me, because that's like the motor. That's the thing that ticks away. It's like, I want to prove everyone wrong. And I just want to win aggressively, because I've always seen myself as a winner, but I've never won the way I wanted to win. And that drives me fucking insane. So that's really important to me. But I need to stop identifying as someone who's like very easy to belittle other people because they don't live a certain way or do a thing a certain way. It's like, that's fine. That's on them. Because if I shit on it, I'm never going to have it. So this weekend is a very important weekend for us. Feels like every weekend's an important weekend right now. But me and Carlos are basically going to lock ourselves in my office for probably the next 48, maybe even 72 hours. So it's 8 a.m. right now. We're on Saturday. So we're going to work till probably 10 today, 10 tomorrow, and then I guess Monday as well. And we are finalizing the second version of the AI bot. We are testing our AI sales agents for our first client. We are building an onboarding process. We're just like doing all this sort of stuff. And I'm just gonna stop being such a snarky loser about it and start being open to the idea that I can make a lot of money on the internet, and I can do it the way that I want to do it. And it's gonna be fun. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of take you guys along for the whole weekend, and we'll see you guys later.
Now we have the prompts. So these prompts will be basically the connections you will have between your things.
Okay, so the prompts are the main prompt, discovery easy, medium, hard, post price easy, medium, hard. And then also we have the personas, which are technically prompts.
Yes.
Yep, so we need...
So we have 11 slots for prompts. So we have 6 for the configuration. Why 12?
There's 6 for the configuration and then 5
Why
personas.
6 for the configuration? Then what? 5 what?
5 personas.
Let's do less for now.
Can we have more
Yes.
of these?
Yes.
Okay. That's fine.
Yes, I will try to find a way. Okay. But for now, let's just stick to... Oh, we have 12 prompts. That which is... Perfetto.
Thank you.
Gracias, Eugene. Gracias, Eugene.
Inshallah. Can you pass me that little bag?
I think we're building some really cool stuff here, and I think that like entrepreneurship's kind of like a lonely journey. I just like, you know, I've always found it cool to watch other people do stuff on the internet, so I figured like I'd just do the same, right? Because what we're doing at the moment with this AI training tool inside of the community, I think, in my opinion, is going to be a new wave of sort of like info products where you combine like a software and a course into one package. Because when we think about courses, like, and I saw this a lot when I was at EasyGrow, where it's like, you know, people come in, they spend 10K, they get a lot of value for a couple months, and they just like slowly bleed away and they don't use the things anymore because they've sort of capped out, whether it's the content or the coaching calls get too busy and they don't have the opportunity to do what they want. So they have to go look for an external source to practice the thing that they've learned. So by combining the idea of like, okay, like, the community's got content, people want to learn, they want to understand things, cool. But once they learn it, it's like, what's next? Well, then you've got the coaching calls, obviously. But what about that space in between? Like, what does someone do with all of that time? So this is kind of why, instead of just building an AI sales training tool by itself and a community by itself, it's like, well, what if it was all included? So you can practice and role play with the training tool, then you can bring those calls to the coaching calls if you don't have enough call volume to do that. And then you can also never really cap out the learning that you can do, because there's infinite scenarios and infinite different role plays and strategies that can be used on a sales call, and you can kind of always sharpen those skill sets and get to the close quicker, right? Now, I would love to be able to do this one-on-one with everyone, but for $99 a month, like, I just don't have the time. You know, spending a lot of time the last few days, I'm like, let's go see what he's up to right now. Just like really building this out and like developing it a lot more. So, oh my God, this door's fucked. So as you can see, our boy is grinding. Am I leaking our data? What are you doing right now?
Fixing the Stripe integration.
Okay, cool. Ooh, Stripe integration. That's important.
The ideas get formed on the floor on a yoga mat in my house. This is our ideas sessions. So what's our newest idea? Ooh, talk about the sales thing, the new sales trainer.
Yeah.
The idea.
So the next big thing that's gonna be available in the community is, so basically I realized today that Louis spends his one-on-one calls reviewing other calls and then role playing with his clients. So what if you can add a transcript of that call to an AI, and basically the AI builds the prospects so you can role play that prospect.
All right, let me explain that better. No, you did a great job. So basically, like, you know, as a sales coach, probably the 99% of the time gets spent on reviewing someone's call, reviewing their call, seeing where they fucked up, and then role playing that specific thing so they can work on specific parts of sales call. And, you know, role play doesn't work if you just do a whole call. And Carlos, is obviously being a genius, was like, well, what if we could upload the transcript of the call and then they could role play with that persona on that specific objection, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I don't think anyone's doing that right now. So that's going to be a pretty cool idea.